Hey guys, it's me, my face, and Eddie's face. I am wearing last year or the year before's Eddie t-shirt from Iron Maiden because this week we go and see them again and I'll be getting a new shirt. So hopefully I will have that for next week's video. Just to gloss over the discussion of the weather because, you know, it's the weather. It's hot. It's hot up here. It's not as hot as it has been, but it's hot. That's about all I have to say about that. It does not seem like the fan was a problem last week, so I have it on again. If you really feel like it is bad in the audio, let me know, because I'm not hearing it. Let us dive headfirst into the stitching. The first thing I worked on this week was Death by Cross Stitch, and I made a modicum, let's say, of progress. I was still only feeling the purple, so I only did the purple. And I guess I'm kind of lucky that the area I'm working on is mostly purple. And the back, because we show our backsides. We show our backsides on this channel. I don't know about you people. But it's not bad. It's hanging in. I am continuing to enjoy Death by Cross Stitch. I've been talking to a lot of people lately about is it Templar's Prophecy that Long Dog Samplers has just come out with, and I've been thinking of buying it. Maybe it's smaller. I really should have started with a smaller Long Dog. Not for no other reason than it would be nice to be able to say, oh, okay, I did one, it's complete, and now I can work on the big one for the rest of my life, sort of thing, instead of feeling like I can't start another one of hers until I finish this one, which is weird because I don't think I would do that with any other designer. I don't know. Death by Cross Stitch, it does something to you. The next thing I worked on is the Good Witch sampler from Sub Rosa. We're not going to look at this one for too long because I have to pull out most of what I did. Or I have to, you know, fudge it until something that went wrong up here where I don't think I'm quite as many. I need more room. I've run out of room for the letters. So I did something wrong. But I finished that dress. That dress, yo. I finished that and the little kitty at the bottom. I used the wrong color for the kitty, but that's okay. That's okay because there's no rules in cross stitch. There's no rules in cross stitch. And even though it's gonna go away, my back is still looking pretty darn good. I was really annoyed last night, like really annoyed last night when I realized that I had gotten off track somewhere. I mean, I know I can kind of just finish it and be done with it and it'll all work out, but I don't know. I feel like 1/1, pulling out 1/1 is no bueno. It's no bueno. Frustrating. I still have It's You I Like. Didn't work on it. Just didn't. It wasn't a bad stitching week. I think I said this last week. I worked on a lot of projects, but I didn't spend a lot of time on them, which kind of makes my progress look eh. But there was no progress on It's You I Like, which was disappointing because that's something that I'm making for other people. And I feel like I should have more enthusiasm for it. I just never picked it up. The next one we have is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I actually feel like I made a bit of progress. And I don't know where I am here. Having trouble seeing through. No, I don't want to fall off the screen. Andrea, what are you doing? I think that's better. Anyway, you can see what I did. Not a whole lot as far as like the amount that got done, but these pumpkins are at least 3 colors per pumpkin, and I think this is the most color changes I've had in this project so far. So, you know, I'm spending 2 or 3 hours in a night on it, but I'm spending so much time changing colors and jumping around. Also, I think I'm going to start getting a little more, let's call it loosey-goosey, with traveling my threads. A lot of this is so solidly stitched that I think I can get away with maybe doing like the whole vine. I don't know if you can see where here. Like if I can get the whole vine done and just skip over the areas where there are pumpkins, I'm gonna stitch over it anyway. I think it'll be okay, but it'll mean less needle changes. The other option is maybe, you know, finally opening up a package of needles, because I use the same needle for everything all the time, and just having a few pre-threaded and see if that makes me move a little faster. Or it could just make me more paranoid having multiple needles in play at any given time, and cats. I gotta say, honestly, I worked on Wicked Christmas this week, mostly because I haven't worked on it in at least 2 weeks. And I wanted to post something for Christmas in July, because I feel all left out when I don't have the right hashtags. And so I decided I wanted to work on it, and naturally once I had it going, I worked on it with no problem. It was just kind of convincing myself to take it off the shelf. But as you can see, I really did not make a lot of progress. It's just this little line of white and this little tower, and that's really it. I mean, not a whole lot of... I mean, there's stitches that need to be done. It's not like every part of the pattern is going to be fascinating, but it's a line of white stitches. Yay! I don't really have a lot of haul to show this week. I did purchase Halloweentown from Kitten Stitcher's website. It was a raise the roof design that she has resurrected, and the proceeds to that, or the proceeds from that, will be going to, I believe, her local animal shelter to help the kitties. You know how I feel about the kitties and Halloween things. It was sort of a perfect storm of stuff I'm into. And I love Trisha over at Kitten Stitcher. She is just a dear. I wish she would make a video every day. I would watch it. I love her, you know, just her talking and how, you know, at ease she is. I wish I could sit and talk for an hour straight like she does and just transition into new subjects and new and interesting things. You have seen how much I have to edit my videos. That's because there's a whole lot of this. Because I don't know what to say half of the time. The other half of the time I say things nobody should. Also this week, my Victorian Motto sampler threads came, and I will show them off because they are lovely. But I am a little sad. I have dropped out of the Threads of the Month Club from Nancy, who's, look at these. I mean, you can't argue. And the amount you get for the money is just amazing. Look at that, like, rosy, what is that? English iris. Look at that. They're lovely. I have now tons of these, and I am using them on just about everything at this point. Everything new that I start, all those smalls, the UI like, it's UI like, you know, multiple patterns. I'm using them on everything, so they're not going to waste. But I felt like they were just piling up faster than I had projects to work on them. But with that said, I signed up for another Thread of the Month club. I signed up for Trisha over at Three Owl Threads, her nest egg for Classic Colorworks, which is a dyer that I don't have a lot of familiarity with. I was trying to think if I even had a single skein of Classic Colorworks in my stash, and I don't think I do. So that's how new I am to them, but I've heard about them, you know, for ages. And I believe it's Priscilla and Chelsea that seem to use them all the time. I think they actually have sets over at Fat Quarter Shop. But I digress. I have been wanting to do business with Trisha for a very long time. I absolutely adore her videos and I wanted to support her. So I will let you know how that goes. I've actually been stalking my email because it says that she'll invoice, I think sometime between like the 26th and the end of the month kind of thing. And I don't want to miss my first invoice and have her be like, stupid girl, what are you doing? You know, I want to behave. I want to do this right. I want to be good. I can be good. So I can't wait for my first shipment from that. If anyone is interested in either of those programs, I will link below Trisha's blog and Nancy's blog, and you can get to her, you can get to the monthly clubs through each of those. In channel news, I have to ask, did somebody shout me out like on the 17th or around there, 17th of July? I gained like 16 subscribers in one day, which is a lot for me. Generally, it's like one. So I didn't know if I had somebody to thank for that. If you came here, even if it wasn't on the 17th, if you come here from somebody else's videos, whether they were recommended on the side or if that person happened to link to me, please let me know because I would love to be able to thank them. Or if I'm being suggested alongside other people's videos, I think I would probably be interested in their videos, so I'd like to check them out. Also a note, I'm caught up on comments. Oh my God, I'm caught up on comments. As of this moment, I'm caught up. But in going through my comments, I noticed, first I started to notice that there were all these comments that were about the weather. And they were downvoted. And that annoyed me, but I was like, no, maybe somebody is just agreeing that yes, it's too hot everywhere and they used the downvote. But then I was finding more and more of them, and it didn't seem right. And I think it was me. I think it might be me. I have on my phone more than one app that tells me when a comment comes in. I'm not sure why I do this to myself, because we know how bad I am with responding to the comments, so it's really pretty stressful. But I digress. I think when I'm dismissing comments, I think one of the apps just dismisses the notification. I think the other one, depending on which way I was swiping at the time, might be downvoting. So that was upsetting. So I have gone and taken all the downvotes off of all the comments, just on the off chance that it was me. I'm sorry. I wasn't downvoting anybody. If I was able to remove like another person's downvote, I'm sorry, because, you know, obviously your opinion matters and you have every right to it. But these were not on controversial comments. These were on some of them that just said, hey, love your videos, thanks. I don't think anyone meant to downvote that, so I took it away. Tonight, I am committing to this. And tonight meaning Saturday night, not Sunday when you watch the video. Saturday night, I am recording the big stack of patterns that my stitchy godmother Laura sent me weeks ago, and I have not yet gotten around to showing them off, singing, look what I got. A lot of these I plan on keeping. and stitching. Many of them are going to become giveaways. There are a few magazines in here, and I might do flip throughs of the magazines as a separate video as well. And I'll say it in the video for these, but if you see something you're interested in, I'm not going to be doing the giveaways on that video, but if you tell me you're interested in a pattern, I will make sure that if it's going to be given away, I will start with the ones that people are interested in. That is about all the stitching related stuff I have for you. I did watch season 3 of Stranger Things, and if you haven't watched it, I don't think I'm going to spoil you on anything, but if anybody has watched it and you haven't been singing the theme to Neverending Story in your car at all times, maybe it's just me, that is the cutest show in the universe. Those kids are, I can't even. Those kids make me want to have kids. That's how cute those kids are. I have gone another week on 20 milligrams of my medication. I'm not doing any worse. I'm not doing any better. The past week wasn't a bad week. So maybe, I don't know if it just wasn't a bad week, so it didn't matter what my meds were doing, or if it was better because of the medication. That's kind of the thing that's hard to tell, is you don't know what to attribute everything to. A good day might have just been a good day, or it might have been made a good day because the medication was doing what it should. I think what I need is a terrible day, unfortunately, to see how I get through it. And then I will probably know if it was more medication or just luck. I do want to thank everybody who has commented and sent emails and messages about their own personal journeys with medication and therapy and anxiety and depression. And I appreciate everything that people are telling me, and I wish that the things that have worked for me would work for more people, because I do feel like I need something. It may not end up being this particular medication, but I can say on the whole, I am doing a lot better now than I have done in the last year. And I haven't really made any other changes other than going on medication, so I have to empirically say that it probably is working for me. I would just encourage anybody else who has tried in the past and it wasn't the right thing for them. There are so many other medications out there. I would encourage people to keep trying. And if medication isn't your thing, definitely I think therapy could be. I don't think there is anybody who doesn't benefit from a little space of time where they're just allowed to talk about whatever they want to talk about. You can talk about yourself without feeling selfish, without feeling like, it's all about me. Yes, for that chunk of time, it is. It's all about you, and it's fine. It's fine. The last thing I have for you this week, this really is going to be a quick video, and I didn't even say it in the beginning. That's probably why I got away with it. I have a new Instagram address. So head on over to Andrea_cautionary tale. I created the new account, not to hide necessarily, but there are family members and just friends and coworkers and people over on my other account that don't know I make videos, and I don't particularly want to encourage them to come and watch them, not because I have a real problem with it. It's just, this is a part of my life that I don't want in every other part of my life. Or maybe it's more accurate to say I don't want every other part of my life in this part of my life. So I have a new Instagram, and a new email address. And the email address is techno.pagan.333@gmail.com. You can feel free to email there if you would like. You can also feel free to use that for Hangouts. I have not gotten a Hangout through there, so I have to just make sure that they'll come through on my phone. But I like Google Hangouts because, you know, even if they pop up in the middle of my workday, I can leave them unread and they kind of stay in my face. I notice with like Instagram messages and things like that, if I don't read them right away, they don't stay unread, so I forget about them. And that's no fun. That's not how you communicate with people. That's being a bad host, Andrea. That's being a bad host. So feel free to use those new addresses on Instagram and an email. And that's about it. As always, guys, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, and disliking. Thank you for being my community and my tribe. And I hope to talk to you all very soon. Bye, guys.